Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about one of the most terrifying and powerful villains in the Marvel Universe, Null, the god of the symbiotes. If you're a fan of Venom, Carnage, or any other symbiote characters, you might want to pay attention, because Null is the one who created them all. But who is he? Where did he come from, and what does he want? Let's find out. The origin of Null. Null's origin goes back to the very beginning of the universe, when there was nothing but darkness and emptiness. Null was one of the first beings to exist in this primordial void, and he was happy with his solitude. He had no name, no form, and no purpose, except to rule over the abyss. But everything changed when the Celestials arrived. The Celestials are giant cosmic beings who shaped the universe with their light and energy. They created stars, planets, life forms, and even gods. But Null hated them for invading his domain and disturbing his peace. He felt a rage that he had never felt before, and he decided to fight back. He plunged his hand into one of the Celestials and ripped out a piece of its living darkness. He shaped it into a sword that he called All Black, the Necrosword. With this weapon, he was able to kill one of the Celestials and sever its head from its body. He used the head as his base of operations and forged more weapons from the darkness inside it. He then declared war on the Celestials and everything they created. He called himself Null, which means God in an ancient language. He also gave himself a form that resembled a humanoid dragon with red eyes and a black suit of armor. The creation of the symbiotes. As Null continued his crusade against the light, he encountered many different races and civilizations. He slaughtered them without mercy, but he also experimented with them. He discovered that he could bond his living darkness with other creatures and control them remotely. He called these parasites symbiotes, which means living costumes in his language. He used the symbiotes to create an army of loyal soldiers that he could command with his mind. He also created larger symbiotes that he called dragons, which could travel through space and carry his troops. He even created a giant symbiote that covered an entire planet and served as his throne world. Null's goal was to spread his darkness across the universe and extinguish all life and light. He saw himself as the true God of creation and destruction, and he wanted everyone to bow before him or die. The rebellion of the symbiotes. However, not all of Null's creations were happy with his tyranny. Some of the symbiotes began to develop their own personalities and emotions after bonding with different hosts. They felt compassion, curiosity, and even love for their hosts and their worlds. They also learned about concepts like honor, nobility, and heroism from their hosts. These symbiotes decided to rebel against Null and free themselves from his control. They severed their connection to his hive mind and attacked him on his throne world. They managed to overpower him and trap him inside the core of the planet-sized symbiote. They then renamed themselves as Clinter, which means cage in their language. The Clinter then left their home world and traveled across the galaxy, looking for worthy hosts to bond with. They became known as benevolent beings who enhanced their hosts' abilities and protected them from harm. They also formed a peaceful society that valued diversity and harmony. However, some of the Clinter still retained their loyalty to Null or were corrupted by evil hosts. These symbiotes became known as feral or rogue symbiotes, who were violent, aggressive, and destructive. They also retained their weakness to fire and sound, which were remnants of their traumatic creation by Null. The return of Null. Even though Null was imprisoned by his children, he was not completely defeated. He still had a connection to some of his creations, especially All Black, which had fallen into the hands of various beings throughout history. One of them was Gore the God Butcher, who used it to kill thousands of gods across time and space. Another one was Ego the Living Planet, who used it to fight Galactus. Null also had a connection to some of his dragons, which had survived Thor's attack and remained dormant on Earth for centuries. One of them was awakened by Shield, who experimented on it and created a symbiote project that resulted in Venom, Carnage, and other symbiotes on Earth. Null was able to communicate with some of these symbiotes and influence their actions. He also sent messages and visions to some of their hosts, such as Eddie Brock, Cletus Cassidy, and Dylan Brock. He tried to convince them to join him or to release him from his prison. Eventually, Null was freed by Carnage, who had merged with a piece of the Grendel dragon and had killed and absorbed many other symbiotes. Carnage used his power to break the barrier that kept Null trapped and to summon him to Earth. Null arrived on Earth with a massive army of symbiotes and dragons, ready to conquer the planet and resume his war on the universe. He faced off against Venom, Spider-Man, the Avengers, the X-Men, and many other heroes who tried to stop him. He also killed Eddie Brock by throwing him from a skyscraper. However, Null's victory was short-lived as Eddie's son Dylan, who had inherited symbiote powers from his father, used his abilities to free the symbiotes from Null's control and to weaken him. Eddie was also resurrected by the Venom symbiote and the Enigma Force, which gave him cosmic powers. Eddie then confronted Null and defeated him in a final battle. Eddie then took Null's place as the King in Black and the God of the Symbiotes. He also used his power to heal the damage caused by Null and to send the symbiotes back to their hosts or their homeworld. He then left Earth with his son Dylan and the Venom symbiote, promising to protect the universe from any future threats. The legacy of Null. Null's legacy is still felt in the Marvel Universe, as he has left behind many secrets and mysteries that have yet to be revealed. For example, what is the true nature of the darkness that he controls? Is he really the avatar of the void, or is there something else behind it? What is his connection to other cosmic entities, such as the one below all or the Black Winter? And what will happen if he ever escapes from Eddie's custody? Null is also still remembered by some of his loyal followers, such as Carnage, who survived his encounter with Venom and is plotting his revenge. He is also revered by some cults and factions who worship him as a dark god and seek to bring him back. And he is still feared by many who have witnessed his horror and madness. Null is one of the most formidable and fascinating villains in Marvel history. He is a force of darkness that challenges the light of creation. He is a god of death that opposes the gods of life. He is a master of symbiosis that corrupts all bonds. He is Null, the god of the symbiotes. Conclusion. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new about Null. If you did, please leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos like this one. And don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notified when I upload new content. Until next time, stay awesome and stay safe.